Bill back up on 635 anymore.
COVID-19 has made the event business a struggle, but I'll have a couple of experts that will talk about why this may be the best time to plan your next event. That's next on the Jeff Crilley Show.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, as we all know, during the height of the pandemic, everything seemed to be canceled. Fundraisers, galas, wedding events. So it was hard on their event business. To talk about that today, 2 of the leading experts in the nation, 2 good friends, Donnie Brown, celebrity wedding and event planner, Steve Kemble, America's Sassiest lifestyle guru. And I gotta warn the viewer ahead of time. I told these guys, I said, now I can print out the list of the 7 words you can't say on TV.
But this isn't TV.
Yeah, I'm very afraid of this show.
You should be very afraid.
Well, I got to tell you, so your bios are almost too long to read, and this is only a 20-minute show. So we're going to let's just jump into. I'd like to get both of your takes on what happened at the beginning of the pandemic, and then why is this a great time to book an event? Who wants to
Johnny, you start.
Well, obviously, when it all happened, everybody got scared. Everybody postponed. Everybody canceled. I had cancellations. I had postponements. I had some that postponed to this time of year. They got scared and postponed again. So things are happening mostly next year and the year after. What I've found is that less and less people are willing to actually start planning right now because they're scared. They don't know. Nobody knows what's going to happen next. Are we going to have another spike? Is it going to get really bad before it gets worse? Are we going to get a vaccine? Are we ever going to get past this and get life back to normal as we once knew it? And the answer is we don't know. Mm-hmm. So I'd say there's maybe 10 or 15% of the clients that are still willing to do something right now. But there's a big block of potential brides and grooms that just simply want to wait and see what happens.
Steve?
I think we see like the biggest traction coming right now for second quarter of 2021.
Right.
They're thinking now, because when this first started, they were thinking, okay, we'll do it in the fall.
Right.
Well, no, push back to now we'll do it in the winter.
When they said it was going to be a month.
Right, exactly,
Yeah, right.
exactly. And then it was like, let's do it after the beginning of the year. No. So now it's kind of like spring of 2021. But there are people doing, like Donnie said, like they're doing smaller events.
Sure.
But you have to do them socially distanced and follow the CDC guidelines and stuff of that nature. But you can still do something. You just have to do it safely.
Well, let's talk about the opportunity, because it seems like with all this talent in the wedding industry and the event business, people that you would normally never get access to, they might have been out of your price range, are suddenly available.
Well, you're absolutely right, and there are a lot of people that you might not have been able to get before, but there's also a cross-section of the industry that's gone, that just simply couldn't survive it.
Yeah.
It's hit all of us extremely hard. But right now is a time when we all have more time to deal with things than we might have before, or we will have in 6 months or a year. If you've got, let's say, 25 or 30% of the industry that said, this is too unstable for me, shut down and left, when things do get back on track, there's only 60-70% that's actually still going to be available to do your event. So there's going to be less availability. less everything for you to
Right.
touch on. So right now, if you come to an event planner right now and say, I'd like to go ahead and get started, you're going to get more of their time. You're going to get a more efficient planning process. And even if it's a year or two down the road, get it done now. What's the
Right.
point?
Right.
It actually helps you financially because you can spread out what you have to pay over a longer period of time so it doesn't hit you all at once.
Right. Because live events will come back. I think the industry was a little bit nervous at first when everything went virtually, because it was like the
Right.
whole world, whatever industry you're in, seems to be technology driven. And we thought, oh my gosh, the event industry, the live event industry is going to go away because of technology. But I think people have learned through the virtual thing. It's great for now. It's a way to communicate and connect with people. But I think they've also learned that there's nothing that can replace live events.
That's exactly
I mean, people
right.
need to interact. They need to socialize.
It's a social thing. I mean,
Yeah.
when you think about the things you do in life, you go to weddings, you go to galas, you go to these things. These are the things where we get dressed up and get to go out and
Yes.
socialize.
We
and
like
not,
that.
And not touch elbows, but
Right.
hug and embrace
Yeah.
and be together.
Exactly.
Otherwise, what's the point of living if you can't just be with all the people?
celebrate.
And celebrate.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
mean, that's
Well,
what we live
I do
for.
want my audience to know who we're dealing with here. These two are just powerhouses in the industry. We've got sizzle reels on both. We're going to start with yours, Donnie. Let's go ahead and roll that tape now.
I'm Donnie Brown of Donnie Brown Weddings and Events. I'm a celebrity wedding and event specialist. Welcome to my world.
I've successfully organized over 3,000 beautiful weddings and events. I've won many awards for being a full-service luxury wedding planning firm. We have certified planners, we have decor specialists. My team and I can give you the ultimate wedding planning experience. I've done all kinds of weddings, whether they're in Dallas, New York, LA, all over the world. We do destination weddings. Anywhere you want your wedding to be, we can make it happen.
The most important thing that I can do for a client is to ensure that their dreams come to reality and that I interpret and understand what it is they're saying.
I think the room is amazing and I just died when I walked in.
Honey, look at it!
Working with Donnie has been a dream. He's made it so simple and seamless, and he's just made my dream come to life.
And every single time they say, this exceeds my expectations, as they just did to me tonight.
Your wedding day is one of the most important days of your life, yet it can be one of the most stressful. This is one of the reasons why hiring a good wedding planner is vitally important. And no one knows weddings and event coordination better than I do.
I'm known for perfection. I'm known for getting it right, and I'm going to make it right every single time.
There's a freaking helicopter in our yard.
So come see me at Donnie Brown Weddings and Events and see how I can turn your vision into reality.
Wow.
You like that?
Yes, I'm gonna have Steve sizzle reel in a second, but let's stay with you, Donnie. I was in the news business, which was a pressure cooker, 25 years of stress. But I can't even imagine the stress that you must feel, having to not only deal with the Bridezilla and Groomzillas of the world, but also
Momzilla. Don't forget Momzilla.
Auntzilla,
Aunt-zilla.
Sisterzilla.
the weather. I mean,
Everything.
yeah, everything. What's that like?
Well, it's a lot of stress. I mean, because in our world, there's anything less than perfect is unacceptable. And you can't control everything as much as you try. And, you know, someone's going to come in and throw a wrench into the plan no matter what you do. And it might be the person or entity that you least expect. Like I had a bride one time that was in her dressing room getting hair and makeup done, and her mother walked in the room with a bucket of fried chicken. I said, I can't have her in her gown walking down the aisle smelling like fried chicken.
Like,
and
no.
she got mad at me and started screaming, called me everything but a white man.
You can't say that on TV. You can't say that on TV.
Exactly. She called me everything. She was horrified. And, you know, come on.
Yeah.
Don't be stupid.
Over chicken.
Exactly. And I'm in a fight with the mother of the bride over chicken.
Wow. I can't even imagine.
Well, the bride was thrilled that I took her by the nape of the hair and drug her ass out. Well, that was the end of
Gave
that.
her a little Colonel Sanders.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm going to do something with that chicken bone. You're not going to like it.
All right, Steve, now it's your turn. This is your life, Steve Kemble.
It is
an event planner named Steve Kemble.
If you can believe it or not, I come from a family of 4 football coaches. And then there was me, the president of the band. Well, hello, Sugar Bottom. I see you, baby.
America's sassiest lifestyle guru.
As a lifestyle guru, I help people become even more fabulous with constructive design and style advice. I teach them to have a high impact with a low amount of stress.
I love you.
Bonjour. How are y'all? Katie, I have a special treat. Here's Nicole Miller. How exciting is this?
Nicole.
Katie the bride. This is all so exciting.
Well, how are you, Steve?
Fabulous. How are you?
You're so low energy. It's crazy.
Hello. There's so much drama going on here.
No.
There's a way to do it the right way. Kimmy, I know just as a sidebar, you threw President Bush a big party.
Yes.
What was the reason?
Both Bushes.
Both Bushes.
Yes.
What was
I'm from Texas, and so are the
course.
Bushes.
I know Steve is from Texas, so everything is big in Texas. So I think if we tell him something, he'll just take it up a notch, and it'll be like, you know, something that we probably couldn't imagine.
My reputation's on the line too, so it's got to be absolutely perfect.
Have you ever thought about your own reality show?
Oh,
I think
well,
you'd be
maybe.
fun.
I love you too. Oh my gosh, we're having a love fest this morning. I love this. I'm Steve Kemble, and I'm a celebrity wedding planner.
It's a love fest.
All right, so I gotta add, you have such a big personality. Are you allowed to have a down day? I mean, I've honestly never seen you low energy. Do you feel like you're always on show?
Well, I feel like when I'm at home, I'm really relaxed, and that's kind of like a place to get away. I think we all feel that way.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? Kind of like relax for a little bit.
The lights
Just
come
like
on and the switch turns on.
Yeah, it's like, whee! Right? Now, I asked you this before.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you remember the first time we met?
I have no idea. I really don't.
Okay, it was during Trinity Fest. Remember the big fireworks celebration that Dallas had? The Grucci family did it and all. And we had 200,000 people in downtown Dallas.
Okay.
It was huge. It's the first time they'd ever done it downtown. And I was the event producer. And you were a reporter with Fox at that time.
No.
Investigative. That's when you were doing the kind of
was I mean?
Mean.
I was? I am so
sorry.
hilarious.
You were like, because it was like you came out the day before. We did it right there at the Reunion Arena.
Yeah.
You know, at the lot, the big parking lot out there that's still there. And now it's kind of grass, but we did it there, and you were like, oh my God, look at all these holes. People are going to be standing out here. What would happen if somebody like tripped and fell? Look, there's a pothole there. There's a pothole over there. And I was like, oh my God, this guy was like, ah. I mean, we like literally freaked out. So we asphalted all of those that night. So, and I was like, and we actually called the station. We said, why don't you come out the next morning? You're like, no, he's too busy. I was like, of course he is. I want him to see this.
I had no idea.
His event planner hat came
But
on.
I mean, your point was correct. I mean, there were like, but it was just your delivery.
Well, and this is in a very small way. I would like to make it up.
Yeah, but it was like, I was like, oh my God, he's so mean.
I'm so sorry.
But
I have never seen you raise your voice to anybody.
Well, it was kind of like when you were doing that investigate. I don't know what you called it. Like open the door and like, look, there's roaches on the floor. That kind of thing.
That bitch had glass in her salad.
I know.
Well, I'm sorry. I did.
No, but
you
were like, you were correct. It was like we needed to repair those, and we did repair them, but you were too busy to come see them the next day.
Well, thank you for bringing that up.
I was like, and it was like, we thought it was going to be like a happy story about fireworks. And the first time, like, look at these. And of course, he wanted to do the interview, not me not realizing
I
at
think
that
you're
point.
mistaken. I think that was Dana Driver.
Right.
We've known each other for so long. He's been holding on to that for 20 years.
I know.
To spring it on me.
And plus, and he was like, let's do the interview right here. I was like, okay.
Oh,
well, it's like right at Apollo.
Oh, wow. That was wrong. I should not have done that.
You were right. I will say you were right.
Well, that's when you were an investigative reporter. You were looking for things to make sure things were right.
Right.
Yeah.
And somebody could have tripped and fallen with 200,000 people.
Essentially, viewers, he's saying I was fake news back before fake news was cool. Well, hey, let's do this. We've got about a minute left. Give us some final thoughts to the people watching this, thinking, should I hold off more before holding an event, or just go ahead and
start your planning now.
Yeah,
this is the time
now.
to do it. We all have more time to help you now than we will have in a few months. Costs are going to be better. How you finance your event, you have longer to stretch it out. There's all kinds of ways that you can benefit from this. There are discounts available, even though some people don't think there are. There are discounts available.
And it gives you something fun and positive to think about.
That's
right.
right. Focus on something down the road.
I love it. I love it. Okay, we're going to put both of your websites up. We'll begin with yours, Donnie. It's DonnieBrown.com is the website. Get in touch with Donnie for all of your event needs. And SteveKemble.net is...
.com. We went to .com, too.
So I apologize. So it's .net or .com will both get you there?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. And you guys have been amazing. You do need your own show.
You think? Can you imagine the two of us together on camera? All hell would break loose.
And maybe, possibly, we'll bring you on as a guest.
Well, I'll have to come up with something clever to.
Oh, we've got some things we'd like to discuss.
You guys have been wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
That's it for now. We'll see you next time.